Jai Hind, dear students. I'm Dr. Preeti, and today we are going to revise the defects of vision, that is myopia, hypermetropia, as well as presbyopia. So let's quickly start. These are the defects of vision for which you must have seen frequently the people using spectacles. So what could be the probable reason for that, and what is the effect of these defects of vision? Let's see to it. First, let's consider about myopia. In myopia, what is the problem and what's the solution? We'll see that. But you know that for a normal person, the far point is infinity. Means even if the object is at great distance, the human eye have a capability to see that object. And the far point is infinity. Means up to infinite distance, we can see the things clearly. So you should be able to see what's written on the blackboard even if you are sitting on the last bench. But you must have seen often the students complaining that they are able to see when they are sitting on the first bench, but find it really difficult or find it blur vision when they are sitting on the last bench. That could be probably due to the eye defect that they are suffering from, that is myopia. Normally, the far point of a person is infinity. But in case of a myopic eye, the far point is not infinity, but it is near than infinity. Means if the person is sitting on the last bench, that board is up to infinity for that person. That board is not visible clearly to that person, and so the person has to come closer. If the person is sitting at a nearer distance other than infinity, let it be might be like a 1 meter distance if the person is sitting, then the person is able to see the board clearly. Okay, so that condition is known as myopia. Myopia is also known as near sightedness. Near means pass, and the person can see the object, that is the person is having near sight, means the nearby object could be seen by the person. So what kind of a sight the person is having? The person is having a near sight. Means the person is near sighted, or we call it as near sightedness, that is myopia. So the person is unable to see the far off object but can see the object when it's close to the eyes. Just remember back bench and front bench. Okay. Now, what could be the probable reason for that? The eye is having a lot of convergence power. Okay, that could be one reason, that the eye is converging a lot, and so the image is not formed on the retina. But if the object is at infinity, we always show object as at infinity by parallel rays. So if the object is at infinity, the image is not formed on the retina, but the image is formed in front of the retina. Okay, why is that forming in front of retina? Maybe the converging power of the eye is very much. It is converging it too much. If it's not converging it too much, then the image would have formed on retina. But if the convergence is too much, then the image will not be formed on the retina, but it's formed in front of it. Okay. Next, probable cause could be that the size of the eyeball is big. Converging power was okay, but how could the image be formed on the retina? The eyeball size is too big. Okay, so in that case also the image will could not be formed on the retina, because for that the rays have to go to a great distance. So they converge just in front of that only. Okay, so remember how to remember that. Those people who are having like big eyes, beautiful eyes, है ना, मोटी मोटी आंखें हिंदी में कहते हैं हम. So that people usually suffer from myopia. Okay, the next time when you see moti moti aankhein, that you see that the person might be having myopia if the person is wearing specs. Okay, that's just a way to remember that. Okay, now how to correct that? The converging power was too much. Okay, so it was too much converged. थोड़ा सा इन light rays को हम diverge कर दें तो, if we just diverge a bit the light rays that are there, that are entering the eyes, then it will be fine. Then the image will be formed on retina. So we'll use a diverging lens, that is a concave lens will be given for the correction of myopia. Okay, and you all know that the focal length enhance the power of concave lens is negative. So if you are wearing spectacles having negative number, means you are wearing concave lens and might be you are having myopia. So this will provide divergence of the light rays, and so the image will be formed on the retina. Instead of converging in front, it will be formed on the retina because the light rays are diverged because of this lens, concave lens. Fine. Now, coming to hypermetropia. It is another eye defect, just opposite of that. This eye defect is hypermetropia, that is also known as far-sightedness. Means the person is not able to see the nearby object but able to see but has to keep the object at a great distance. For example, when a normal person is reading, the person keeps a book or copy at a minimum distance of distinct vision, that is 25 centimeter. Near point of normal eye is approximately 25 centimeter. But you must have seen people observe taking the newspaper like this and reading it. Okay, so if the person holds the book quite at a great distance from the eyes and then the person is able to see that book or whatever reading material is there, the condition that the person is suffering from is hypermetropia. The person cannot see if the object is kept at 25 centimeter, but will be able to see the object if it is kept at a distance more than 25 centimeter. So the person is not going to hold the book like this, but it will be holding the book like this to see the things clearly. Okay, that shows that the person is suffering from hypermetropia. Now, what could be the probable cause and what is the effect due to that? In case of hypermetropia, if the person is holding the book at 25 centimeter, that's represented by n dash here, then what will be happening that the image will not be formed on the retina but it's converged behind the retina. The image is not formed on the retina but it is formed behind the retina, so the person will not be able to see the things clearly. Now, what the person will be doing, instead of placing the object at 25 centimeter, the person will be placing the object at a greater distance, maybe 50 centimeter. Okay, and then the person will be able to see that things clearly. Okay, what could be the reason for that? That is just the opposite of myopia. In myopia, we have seen too much convergence was there. So here, the converging power of the eye is less. Then that would lead to converge नहीं हो पाएंगी, तो light rays retina पे converge ना होके उसके पीछे converge होंगी. Okay, so converging power of the eyes is less. That could be one cause. The second cause could be the size of the eyeball is smaller than the normal. So if the size is smaller, then the light rays will not be converged on the retina, but they will be going behind the retina. Fine, so that is there. And how we can correct that? That is by the use of convex lens. Convex lens, you all know that this is the convex lens. This is the shape of a convex lens. So a convex lens could be used to provide that extra convergence. The eye was not able to converge, then that no problem. We can provide the spectacles which are having the converging lens, that is the convex lens, and so that extra convergence will be there and the person will be able to prepare the image on the retina and see the things clearly. Now, how to remember all that? Okay, especially how to remember what is the correction for myopia and hypermetropia. It's a very, very, very important question for your exams, that which lens is used for the correction of myopia and which lens is used for the correction of hypermetropia. I'll just tell you one trick that will make your learning very, very easy. For myopia, we are using concave lens. Myopia is a small word that could be written in the small space that exists between the concave lens. You know that in concave lens, there is a small space between the two edges of the lens. Okay, so small word could be written here. That is myopia. Okay, small word could be written in the small space that is there in a concave lens. Apart from that, how to remember that it's nearsightedness? Myopia, small word, chota word. Near also means pass. Near, pass, myopia, chota word. So you can relate with that and you can remember that myopia means nearsightedness. that the person can see a nearby object and not able to see a far off object. Okay. Now coming to hypermetropia, how to remember that hypermetropia could be corrected by convex lens. So let's draw convex lens. Hypermetropia is a big spelling. So it couldn't be written in the small space that is there in concave lens. That could be required a bigger space that is there in a convex lens. Okay, so bigger spelling needs a bigger space that is there in a convex lens. Okay, second thing, it's far-sightedness, hypermetropia. Okay, it's a big spelling and the meaning is also far-sightedness. The person is able to see the object when it's kept far but not able to see it when it's kept at a near point, that is at 25 centimeter the person will be not able to see. Okay, big spelling far-sightedness, small spelling near-sightedness. Okay, that is just a way by which you can remember things. Okay, so that's all for today. That's all for no, it's not all. Oh, that's all. One more defect of vision is left, that is presbyopia. Presbyopia usually occurs in old age when, because of the weakness of ciliary muscles. Why the ciliary muscles become weak in the old age? Every muscle of the body becomes weak. Now, the knee muscles are becoming weak. All the body muscles are becoming weak with age. So similarly, when the ciliary muscles of the human eye becomes weak with age, then in old age the person is not able to see when the object is kept very close to the eyes. The person is not able to see when the object is at infinity. So the person will be having problem with seeing the nearby object as well as far off object, and that condition is known as presbyopia. Okay, how to correct presbyopia? Remember, I'm just drawing, I'll be telling you very logically, and if you learn through logics then you will not be you will not require to just mug it up. Okay, so the person will be for distant vision, what is required is concave lens, है ना? When we have to see at a very great distance sitting from the last bench, na? So that time we require a concave lens. And when we are looking at a nearby object, when we are reading something, at that time we require the lens that is there in the magnifying glass, that is the convex lens. So the person suffering from presbyopia is having both the defects. So the person will be provided the lenses, that is bifocal lenses. Bifocal lenses are the spectacles that are having both concave as well as convex lens. Which part of the, like, it's the spectacles of a person, then when you are reading, you usually observe from the lower part of your spectacles. But when you are observing a distant object, like watching a movie, then you usually use the upper part of the eyes. You usually keep your eyes open to see a far off object, and when you are keep looking at a nearby object, you usually look from the under, like below levels of the eyes. So in the spectacles only there is bifocal lens for presbyopia. The lower part of the spectacle is having convex lens for near vision, and the upper part of the spectacle is having concave lens for distant vision. Okay, so by that way you can remember that, and that's all about myopia, hypermetropia, and presbyopia. That's all for this video. Good day, everyone.